Welcome to All Things Sleep and Parenting. I'm Pam.
And I'm Elisa.
And we're the founders of Restful Parenting.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. It's Elisa.
And Pam.
And Heidi.
And we're here to talk about getting back on track after the summer holidays.
Hope you guys had a great summer holiday. Still enjoying some.
It's coming to an end.
It is. It's starting to wrap up a little bit. And with that wrapping up comes
the excited parents that their children are going back to school. It's so funny because at the end of the year, I am so ready to start summer.
Yes.
And I just love it. And I have all these activities planned and we do our summer bucket list and it's so exciting. But at the end of summer, I am very ready to get back into the regular school routine.
Yeah, I think just having routine again is a big one.
A little more time to work because they're back.
Yes. Yes.
And that routine starts.
Working from home makes it difficult.
Yes, it does.
You have 4 extra people in the house for the summer.
4 extra people, 4 extra children.
It's true. Does make it difficult to work. So yeah, getting back into routine.
And they really need it.
They do. I think they start to crave it a little bit.
They do.
Until it starts and then they're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Forgot about the homework part.
Yeah.
I totally embarrassed my kids last year and the song is already going through my head, so I'm pretty sure we'll be on it again this year, but I literally was the mom that was walking through the store singing, "It's the most happiest time of the year." It means you going back. I enjoyed having them home, but like we said, it's nice to kind of get back into that routine. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about, just that, getting back on track again before school starts. You do not want to wait
until 2 days before
Sunday
school
night
to get them back on track.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be very difficult for them and for you.
Yes. So typically through the summer, our bedtimes tend to shift a little bit later, depending on how your summer's going, but it typically tends to shift a little bit later, which usually means that early morning wake up is a little bit later as well. But sometimes it means that early wake up hasn't gone away and they're just getting less overnight sleep. So if your early morning wake up has shifted a little bit, so if your little ones used to wake at 6:30 and are now not waking till 8:30, you want to start working your way back to getting them closer to that 6:30 at least, wake up. If they're usually up at 7, get them as close as you can to that 7.
Whatever time they have to be up at on the first day of school, you want to prep them for that a good couple of weeks before they start.
Ideally, a couple of weeks before. So that does mean kind of mid-August that you're going to start working again on that earlier bedtime and then waking them in the earlier in the morning, because you can't have you didn't get out of bed until 9 a.m. but tonight you're going to bed at 6:30, right? That's not gonna work. They haven't been awake long enough. So to bring that bedtime earlier, we do want to shift the morning wake up earlier.
Another thing that can happen in the summer is because you're so busy during the day, and because no matter how hard you try, those bedtimes might be later. You get into that point where you just void all of the bedtime routine. So night after night, it tends to be, it's too late tonight, so we're not going to do stories. Bedtime is late tonight. We can't do this. Night. We can't do this tonight. We're not going to brush your teeth tonight. That has happened a couple of times in my house this summer so far. But we tend to shift the routine a little bit. So getting back on track there is a really good start as well. Yeah,
so starting that bedtime routine, getting back into reading those books and having an actual bedtime routine for them versus hurry up, get into your pajamas, hurry up, brush your teeth, hurry up, get into bed.
It's late.
Hurry up, we have a busy day. We have a busy day again tomorrow. Hurry up and get to sleep.
Sleep fast.
Yeah. So having that bedtime routine, and then one of my biggest pieces is along with that kind of rush bedtime, we've also decreased and sometimes even eliminated over the summer even that time to connect and talk at the end of the day.
Yeah.
With school starting, it's a new grade, it's a new teacher. Sometimes it's new friends, depending on what age your child is as well, right? So grade 3 can kind of be a little bit dicey sometimes because that's when all the friendships and all that stuff starts. So we want to have that open kind of line of communication with them. And sometimes that open line of communication gets scrambled at the end of the day because there's just not any time to actually sit and hang out with them. So starting that talk time, whether that's crawling into bed with them, whether that's sitting beside them while they're snuggled into bed, whether it's just taking 10 or 15 minutes to just hang out before they kind of start that bedtime routine and allow them the opportunity to talk, allow them the opportunity to offload and chat about what's happening in their day, what's going on in their day. Getting back into that before the summer ends can then help once school starts. So it's not such a, now that I see that you're upset and really disconnected, now I'm going to start.
Yeah.
It's always kind of been that open line, and you can kind of get back into that.
Yeah, and not to mention they are most likely having some anxiety towards starting a new grade.
Yes.
Every year, it doesn't matter what grade they're in. Every year there is anxiety in the summer for most children anyways, because it's a new teacher. Who's going to be in my class this year? Are my friends going to be in my class? And so the last thing you want is the night before school, your child is having a, real anxiety or meltdown because they're apprehensive about going and they haven't had the chance to talk about it up to this point. So maybe gearing some of your talk time as well to you're starting school. Yeah. And then just kind of, in 2 weeks, we're starting school again. And then seeing if they say anything about it that can prompt some talk about that anxiety that they're having.
Yeah, and if not, ask questions, right?
Yeah.
Allow them to answer, but ask those questions of
how do you think
do you think your teacher's going to be, and how do you think you're going to like your new classroom, and do you have any worries? Like, do you have anything that's floating around in your head that you're concerned about or that you're worried about, right? Like, it gets, especially during the summer, especially if we're on holidays, it can get pretty busy. Our days can get quite filled.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't know if so-and-so's had a conversation with grandma and they've talked all about the new school and all of this. And then now your child's like, now I'm super stressed out. And we're just like pushing along, not really taking that time to let them communicate, let them offload, let them talk about it.
Yeah.
And that just really sets it up for a nice sort of, transition into the busyness of school.
It does. It really, really does. So, summer's wrapping up. I know it's that sad time of year, but taking those couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks before school is about to start, to really help our little ones get back into routine, making sure they're getting that quality sleep, the hours of sleep that they need. They have that time to be able to connect, keeping those lines of communication open so that when school starts, we're not seeing a big increase, really does make a difference for that especially that first week going into school, if they're already well rested and back on track. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you guys can take a couple of those tips away, and that transition back into school, although a fun one for us, hopefully that can help with some of those concerns. Thanks. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. We so appreciate that you've taken that time to come and hang out with us and listen to what we have to say. If you are struggling with sleep or parenting, please know that we have loads of free information on the website, as well as on the YouTube channel. But if after you've read through everything and you've watched those videos, if you're still struggling, know that you're not alone and that we would love to help. So be sure to check out the website, www.restfulparenting.com. You'll find the link to book your free 15-minute call right there. And if you have any comments or anything you'd like to share with us, please leave them below in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks.